And good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is time for Bronco baseball. Doubleheader action tonight from the old yard as El Dorado takes on the Salina Shock. Kurt Caden with you. Good to have you tuned in tonight. And let's give you the starting lineups for tonight's first game. 2 7-inning games, by the way, scheduled here for tonight. The batting order for the Shock: Colton Moore will lead off, Kyle Starcher bats second, and Mike Karam third. Alex Smith fourth, Camerson Whistle fifth, and Peyton Mills sixth. August Ramirez will bat seventh. Josh Robinson eighth, and Tyus Stanley will bat ninth. Interesting that the base umpire was standing in front of home plate, not allowing Stevenson to get a warm-up pitch in or two. Why was he? Oh, really? Who was going to stand out last and the umpire gave warnings? Really? Really? So what, the next time they stand for the anthem, they're gone? No anthem before game 2, I guess. That's it. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Have you seen that, Gary? A warning to really? Before the game started? Huh. Gary's seen it all. Gary. The defense for El Dorado: Zach Breeden's in left, Jordan Griffin is in center field, and Jamie Ritchie out in right field. The infield looks like this: Braden Rodden at third, Cooper Elliott's at short, Brant Kim at second, and Connor Kinn is at first. Cole Marler is behind the plate. Adam Stevenson will pitch, and his first pitch to Colton Moore is fouled off of Marler, and the umpire will give Marler a moment or two to gather himself again. Our first pitch temperature here tonight, starting an hour earlier than our normal time. It feels, it's 87 degrees. It feels like 93. Humidity at 57%, dew point at 70, so it's a little warm out there. And there's a seeing eye single to the right side. Great effort by Kim, and almost got him, but a single to lead off by Colton Moore, and Brant Kim has become a vacuum over at second base. Winds are out of the east. They say out of the east. I'm looking at the flags right now, and there's barely any movement, so not a whole lot of wind to talk about right now. So a leadoff single for Colton Moore. And that'll bring up Kyle Starcher, who looks to bunt and fouled it off. Apologize. I don't know what I was thinking. I put June 7th for tonight's game on my broadcast, not July 7th. I'm a month behind, Gary. Fastball in there for a strike. Adam Stevenson has been pitching. Well, I'll tell you what, it's hard to say he's been pitching as well as any Bronco, because a lot of Broncos have been pitching very well. Adam Stevenson with a 2-0 record coming in here tonight, and just missed on the 0-2. What's a month among friends? Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I can go in there and fix it once we're done with the stream, but I can't do anything about it now. But thank you to the Collins for letting me know. I probably wouldn't even figured it out because it's not on there. There's a strikeout of Kyle Starcher, and that'll bring up Mike Karam. Karam, the starting third baseman for the Shock. Has been a strike-throwing machine of late. 6 pitches, 5 in the zone. No balls and a strike. Curveball in there for strike 2, 0-2. Adam Stevenson, 2-0 on the summer. This is his 6th game. All of them starts. 26 innings of work, 25 strikeouts, and only 6 walks. And there's one towards the hole and in the hole for a base hit. To second is Moore, and he will stay right there as Breeden gets it in. So a couple of well-placed balls by the Shock. Neither hit extremely hard, but in this great game of baseball, it doesn't always have to be hit hard. So here's Alex Smith. Hit them where they ain't. Stevenson has won 2 of his last 3 starts. His last one was a gem, 9 innings, a complete game. There's a swing and a miss. He gave up just 3 hits against the Wichita Sluggers that night, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, and 2 runs both earned in a 3-2 Bronco win. A 9-inning game that took less than 2 hours. The 0-1 pitch is on the corner for strike 2. The last 3 outings for Stevenson, 6 innings, and 9 innings, has given up 2 earned runs in each of those 3 games, setting up on the outside and missing 1 and 2. Runners at first and second for Salina, top half of the first inning here from McDonald Stadium. Doubleheader. And the pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 3. So that'll bring up Camerson Whistle. Camerson Whistle is the designated hitter. Camerson, Camerson Whistle. Curveball just missed for Stevenson there. Whistle is 6 foot 170 and hails from Mason, Ohio. Left-handed batter against the left-handed throwing Adam Stevenson, and the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Whistle in his 10th game this summer, a .323 hitter, 10 for 31. And of his 10 hits, 2 have gone for doubles. He's driven in 4. 2 away for the shock here in the top of the first inning. The 1-1 pitch off the fist towards third and foul. During the national anthem, I was counting how many shock players there were. I only saw I counted 14 players. They're a little thin on pitching.
Didn't take long for batting practice.
Yeah, batting practice was pretty quick. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A fastball, swing and a miss. Stevenson strikes out the side, gives up 2 hits, and both of those guys are left on base. So we head to the bottom of the first inning. It's Salina 0, El Dorado coming to bat. Great to have you tuned in tonight here on YouTube. Let's take a look at the batting order tonight for El Dorado and the defense for Salina. El Dorado will lead off with Cooper Elliott. Brant Kim bats second. Jamie Ritchie third. Connor Kinn is batting fourth. Tanner Sparks, the DH, batting fifth. Zach Breeden, sixth. Jordan Griffin, seventh. Cole Marlar bats eighth, and Braden Rodden batting ninth for the Broncos. Out in the field for the Shock, Josh Robinson's in left field, Kyle Starcher in center, and Peyton Mills is in right field. Mike Karam at third, Colton Moore at short, Tyus Stanley's at second base, and the first baseman is Alex Smith. Catching is August Ramirez, and pitching for Salina, Tyler Shane. First pitch strike to Cooper Elliott. And the 0-1 offering outside, 1-1. Feel free to join us on the chat window there, whether you're a Shock fan or a Bronco fan. We'd love to visit with you throughout the night. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Elliott trying to go the other way, fouls it out of play, 1-2. You can also email me at cadenbroadcasting@gmail.com. I see Josh Young making his way up here. Josh started last night.
5 innings, 5 hits. 3 runs, only 2 earned.
Curveball, a little bit off the plate, 2-2. So would you call that a quality start?
Yes.
We were just talking about you, Josh Young. All good, too. Two balls, 2 strikes. And Shane is outside, and it's 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Cooper Elliott leading off bottom of the first inning and off the fifth. And the third baseman, Karam, runs it down in foul territory. Nice job there by Karam. And one away, and that'll bring up Brant Kim.
The second baseman, number 10, Brant Kim.
Harder play than it looked going against that fence.
Tyler Shane, I pulled up his, as I do, I pulled up his profile here. And I've got his name, and that's it. No stats or anything on Shane. So I don't know if he's just joined the team or what. There's a foul ball out of play, 1-1.
2 strikes.
2 strikes. Thank you, Gary Carr. No balls and 2 strikes. So I don't have any info. I don't have weight, size, hometown, college, anything. 0-2 pitch and fouled off. Brant Kim at 253 this summer, 20 for 79. 15 hits and 2 doubles. He's driven in 12. Right-handed pitcher Tyler Shane, and the pitch hit hard towards second, takes a nice hop over to Stanley, and he'll throw over to first to retire Kim. So 2 away, and here comes Jamie Ritchie.
The right fielder, number 9, Jamie Ritchie.
Jamie Ritchie from Cisco Community College out of Lindale, Texas, 6'4", 185. Ritchie hitting .308 this summer, 24 for 78. And inside, a little buzzing of the tower there, 1-0. Josh Young, how'd you feel last night on the hill? 5 innings, 5 hits. I keep missing your starts. I was with family last night. Here's Ritchie towards short. Moore circles it nicely. Now gathers high throw, and that ends up down the right field side. Ritchie on his way to second, and he will be there with an error. So an error on the shortstop. I heard that, yeah. The Bronco defense. I was here Thursday, and of course the defense was dynamite, but not so good last night. Gary, how many pitches for Josh Young last night? Do you remember off the top of your head? I don't. 82 pitches, 53 strikes, 5 innings. Broncos won last night 5-3. Apologize again, no broadcast. I had sons from out of state that were coming in for one night. And they were coming in right around 4:30. So that would have left me about 30 or 40 minutes to hang out with them before leaving. And so no broadcast last night. But we got both games here tonight. Connor Kinn skies it high just outside of the infield. Colton Moore is under it. And he's got the catch for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits. There was an error and 1 left. We go to the second inning. No score from El Dorado. Top of the second inning here from El Dorado, and it's Peyton Mills, August Ramirez, and Josh Robinson to come up for the Salina Shock. Peyton Mills from Nampa, Idaho, puts a charge into one out into right center field. Jordan Griffin tracks it down. He's got the catch. One pitch, one out here in the second. And that'll bring up August Ramirez. Ramirez, 5'10", 205 from Helotes, Texas. A 208 hitter. 14th game, he has 48 at-bats and 29 strikeouts. Swing and a miss, strike one. Wind out of the east. Now the flag stick's moving, kind of blowing in from right field. Stevenson winds and deals the 0-1. Curveball hit towards the right side and a base hit for Ramirez. So that'll bring up Josh Robinson. Third hit already for Salina, and that was certainly the hardest hit ball by the Shock. Josh Robinson from DeWitt, Michigan. 6 foot 180, another left-handed stick, one in the turf. No chance for Marlar there. That'll skip up against the back of the net. And a wild pitch. Robinson is a pitcher and a hitter for the Shock. A 267 hitter. He's 0-1 pitching with a 12.00 ERA in 3 games. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Looks like pitching-wise had a rough time against the Patriots on June 14th. He pitched July 6th. He pitched yesterday in Andale and got the loss. 2-1 here to Robinson. If this is right, it's his first time hitting in a game since June 27th. Fastball just missed, 3-1. No score, top of the second inning. The Broncos and the Shock. This is a doubleheader because on June 22nd, we were rained out in Salina. So playing 2 here tonight in El Dorado. That pitch in there for a strike, and it's full, 3-2. The Shock have elected to be the visiting team in both games. Full count here to Robinson. And the curveball in there for strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Stevenson. What's that? Is it? Run rule is 10 after 5. Here's Tyus Stanley, the second baseman, and you'll look at ball 1. Open stance for Stanley at the dish. And the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Stanley's from Federal Way, Washington, 5'7", 175. Just his 5th game for the Shock, and he is looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 9. Two balls and a strike here to Stanley. And missing, 3-1. Colton Moore waits on deck for Salina. Down at second base, August Ramirez with a 1-out single, advanced to second on a wild pitch. The 3-1 is in there for strike 2. As a pitcher, you got to love that when you throw a 3-1 pitch and the batter thinks it's a ball and got to jump back in there. Here's a 3-2 and just off the plate, making sure. So Stanley walks, and 2 runners on again for Salina. And here's Colton Moore, who had a infield single on the right side. Brant Kim made a diving stop, but no chance to throw out Moore at first base. A rare walk by Bronco pitching. What'd you say, Gary? 4 walks in 4 games? Drew Gooch, Josh Young, Adam Stevenson don't like issuing free passes. A 1-0, and that's in there for strike 1. One ball and 1 strike. And off the fist towards Kim. Now it's Kim who's going to take it, and does, at second base. So no runs on a hit. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Salina 0, El Dorado 0. Bottom of the 2nd inning. Tanner Sparks DHing tonight, and he's leading it off for El Dorado. No score, bottom of the 2nd inning. And Sparks, first pitch swinging, bounces it over to Moore, takes a couple of steps over to first, and Sparks is retired. 1 pitch, 1 out for the Shock. That'll bring up Zach Breeden. Zach Breeden from Lakesville, Minnesota, goes to southeastern Nebraska.
The left fielder, number 16, Zach Breeden.
And Breeden, a little off balance on that swing, fouls it off. I like watching Zach takes one of those big old-fashioned leg kicks and then explodes through the ball. An 0-1 pitch to Breeden, and fooled on that pitch, 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Breeden. 1 away, bottom of the 2nd inning. And Breeden hits it towards short. Colton Moore and snares it. And 2 away. So here's Jordan Griffin. Jordan Griffin goes to Carson Newman University, 6'2", 195 from Ellerslie, Georgia. his folks in the crowd for one more night before they have to head back to Georgia. It's been a busy Parents Week. Griffin, first pitch swinging and off of Moore's glove in the hole. And Griffin will get a double out of this. Good effort by Moore, ranging in the hole. It glanced off his glove, and Jordan's going to get a double on that. Yeah, hit his glove, and Jordan Griffin runs hard always. So here's Cole Marlar. Marlar's been in a little bit of a funk. He's 0 for his last 15. Great opportunity to break out of that slump right here, Gary. Marlar heading to Lamar University. He looks at ball one. Marlar's average at 167. And gets underneath this one and lifts it into foul territory into the parking lot on the right side. 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, 2 games here tonight, 2 7-inning games, and I don't plan on changing the stream. So we'll just have 2 games on 1 link here, unless we lose our internet and have to restart. Marlar looks at ball 2, 2-1. Busy night here Thursday with the 4th of July celebration. Huge crowd. I'm assuming another good crowd last night. Marlar is swinging a miss. Throw down to second. Griffin had wandered off, but he hustles back and is safe into second. Two balls and 2 strikes. Marlar with 1 walk and 10 strikeouts. And Shane will step off. Doesn't like the lead of Jordan Griffin out at second. And the pitch, Marlar underneath it, pops it up on the infield. Stanley calls for it and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the 3rd inning. Salina 0, El Dorado 0. Top of the 3rd inning here from El Dorado. And quickly out in front of Starcher 2-0. And the pitch from Stevenson bounced towards shortstop. Elliott has it, bobbles a bit. Now over to first and retires Starcher. So one away, and that'll bring up Mike Karam. Karam with a single through the left side his first time. Karam pops it up on the infield. Brant Kim has a good look at it, and he'll put it away for the second out. So two away, and that'll bring up Alex Smith. Alex Smith from Katy, Texas, 5'10", 190. And the first pitch in there is missing, 1-0. Smith struck out his first time. Smith, another player for the Shock who pitches and catches, although he's only pitched in one game. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's hitting .229 this summer. Stevenson working quickly. 1 ball, 1 strike, and out to right field. Ranging over is Ritchie, and right on the line, makes the catch for the third out. A very efficient third for Stevenson. 7 pitches. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the third inning. No score from El Dorado. Braden Rodden will lead it off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the third inning. Both pitchers have been very good so far. And first pitch swinging is Rodden, sends it down the left field line, ranging over and making the catch in fair territory is Robinson. 1 pitch, 1 out for Shane, the pitcher for the Shock. 42 pitches so far for Stevenson through 3 innings. Top of the order, Cooper Elliott popped out to third his first time. He's 0 for 1. Elliott, the leading hitter for the Broncos at .341, and looks at strike 1. He has the most at-bats, 88 at-bats, 30 hits, 4 doubles, 3 triples, and 2 homers. He's walked 12 times. This one's hit hard right at Stanley, and he'll lob it over to first for the second out.
The second baseman, number 10, Brant Kim.
So Brant Kim stands in. Kim hitting .253, 0 for 1, grounded out to second base his first time. 2 away for El Dorado, bottom of the third, and Shane in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch to Kim, curveball in there for strike 2. So Brant in a quick hole, no balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch and a swing and a foul tip. Looked like a slow curveball there. So it remains 0-2. And Kim bounces this one towards short. Moore's got it on a big hop over to first, offline, but coming off is Smith to apply the tag. 3 up and 3 down for El Dorado in the third, and we're zipping along. We go to the fourth inning. El Dorado and Salina, no score. So top of the fourth inning here from McDonald Stadium. Again, we started at 6 o'clock, the first of 2 games here tonight between the Broncos and the Shock. And leading off for Salina, Camerson Whistle. Struck out his first time. Stevenson struck out all 3 in the first inning. Gave up 2 singles in that first inning. Fastball missing, 1-0. El Dorado entering play tonight, 13-10 in league play. 2 games out of first. And a pretty pivotal doubleheader here today as we start tracking towards the end of the summer league schedule. Something like that, 11 games. I know only 3 or 4 more nights here. Here's one. This is trouble into a left center field, and that'll split the outfielders. Rowing on his way to second is Whistle, and he will stand there. A stand-up double to lead off the fourth inning. So here comes Peyton Mills, who flew out to center his first time. Still, I don't know, Gary trying to figure out this. So we have 2 divisions, and then you have the Salina Shock in their own little their own subset. And here's a roller towards the hole. Elliott able to glove it in the hole. Over to first. What a play by Cooper Elliott to throw out Mills. I really didn't think there was much chance there. The runner couldn't advance. Unbelievable play by Elliott at short. To throw that, running towards third basically. Sidearm to first. And have enough on it to get Mills pretty nice. Here's August Ramirez, who singled his first time. And a swing and a miss, strike 1. Salina 3-15. Need to see what kind of streak there. Let's see. They in their last 10 games are 0-10. Swing and a miss, strike 2 to Ramirez. One away for Salina. Runner down at second is Whistle. And high on that fastball. Try to change the eye level there. 1-2. Hayesville has jumped on top of Hutchinson 4-0. They're in the second inning. In Hutchinson. There's a swing and a miss. And the runner going to third. And Marlar went to tag out Ramirez. So Whistle will get a stolen base. So a runner at third with 2 out, and here's Josh Robinson. Struck out looking his first time. Great Bend has defeated Newton today, 5-3. They're already done. They played early. The Newton Rebels, with that loss, fall to 12-13 in our division. And they are 4 games out. They're, 2 games behind El Dorado right now. Pitch missing there, 2-0. Wichita Sluggers are in Mulvane tonight. High chopper. This could be trouble. Stevenson goes to cover. Kinn grabs it, flips it over to Stevenson, and they get the out. Boy, that looked like it could be dangerous. But the Broncos able to record the out, and the leadoff double doesn't hurt. No runs on a hit. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. No score from El Dorado. Jamie Ritchie to lead it off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Just looking at the Salina schedule, the Salina Shocks' last win was on Thursday, June 13th, a 12-1 win over Andale. Ritchie, high fly ball out into right center field. Mills is under it, and he's got the catch for the first out. Is that another 1 pitch out?
6 days away from a full month that
Shock lost 12-2 to Mulvane, 7-3 to Newton, 7-5 Hayesville. Cheney beat him 11-0 and 21-10 in a doubleheader. Derby a 6-5 winner and then a 9-8 winner over Salina. The Monarchs beat them 11-0 and 4-3. The Rebels beat them 16-4, and then Andale last night a 7-6 win over Salina. And hit hard out into right field by Connor Kinn, going back to the track and gone. Connor Kinn, a home run to right field. Not much doubt on that one for Kinn. His first home run of the summer. Really? Oh, on the Salina team? Really? Connor Kinn has a couple of guys from Northwood that play for Salina. So Tanner Sparks, first pitch swinging, fouls it off. 1-0 El Dorado here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That was only the second hit for the Broncos so far here in the 4th inning. Fastball in there, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. After tonight for Salina, they're off tomorrow. They've got a doubleheader with Mulvane in Salina on Tuesday. Tonight we'll wrap up the season series between the Broncos and the Shock. Sparks able to hang in there on that curve and foul it out of play. Of course, Tuesdays are the showcase games at X Stadium in Wichita. The way the schedule worked out is a little unfortunate, at least as far as broadcasting the games. 2 games that would have been here are at X Stadium. Sparks looks at strike 3. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Zach Breeden. El Dorado is off tomorrow, and then in Wichita on Tuesday. There's Breeden, first pitch swinging over to third, gloved by Karam, and throws to first, and they get Breeden by a step. A 1-out, no doubt home run to right field by Connor Kinn gives El Dorado a 1-0 lead as we head to the 5th. Tyus Stanley will step in to lead off the top of the 5th inning for the Salina Shock. 1-0 El Dorado. And a first pitch strike to Stanley. Lynn Oliver watching for Hudson Oliver. And August Ramirez, the catcher for Salina, is also a Cisco Community College player. Ball and a strike. That's outside, 2-1. Hudson will be starting Tuesday against the Sluggers. Stanley pokes that one foul. Was that one of those that missed the netting and got into the crowd? Not a lot of those happen, but it seems like every year a few. Diane Jacobs cheering on the Broncos, like Connor Kinn's home run. Fastball just off the corner. 3-2. What are you coming back here, Josh? Fastball. We'll see what Stevenson does. Curveball into the turf, and Stanley walks for the second time tonight. Was he the 0 for 9er? Yeah. So Colton Moore. 1 for 2. Yeah, got to go after that number 9 hitter. And a bunt attempt by Moore fouls it back. Moore singled in the first and popped out to second in the second. Again, squaring around is Moore. That pitch missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. In between games, we'll leave the stream going. You can see what's going on here at the stadium, and then we'll, of course, again, I can't have any audio. Copyrighted music is a no-no on YouTube. Stanley on the move. Moore hits it in the hole. Well done, the hit and run. Stanley didn't pick up the ball at first. Now takes off for third. The throw comes to third. Fortunate Moore didn't take an extra base. That was well done by Salina. So some trouble here for Stevenson. Runners at the corners with no out. And here's Kyle Starcher. He's 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground out to short. El Dorado will concede a run for an out. Squaring is Starcher, and that fastball high, 1-0. Creeping in over at third is Braden Rodden. And again, Starcher squares, bunts. Stevenson has it over to first, and a successful sacrifice. 1-3. So they've got it set up for Karam. Karam singled in the first, popped out to second in the third inning. Karam from Macomb, Michigan. And in the turf, nice stop by Marlar. Starting to think maybe the stats here aren't absolutely correct, Gary, at least on the Sunflower Collegiate site. And a base hit to right field. Out to, that'll score 1 run. And runners at first and third with 1 out, and we're tied at 1. A nice single by Mike Karam. And here comes Alex Smith. Mike Karam's batting log has 1 game in it, and it was here in El Dorado. He's been there. And the first pitch fouled off by Smith. Smith 0 for 2. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Stevenson looking for a strikeout or a double play here. One ball and 1 strike. Curveball and a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Gary, the leadoff walk. They always come back to haunt, it seems like. The 1-2 is fouled out of play. One ball, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. A strikeout of Smith. And now 2 away, and that'll bring up Whistle. Whistle led off the 4th inning with a double, stole third, but was stranded there. Another Northwoods, huh? Phil Kim. Good to have Phil. I think Phil's here in the crowd. Here's a batted ball right to Connor Kinn, who's standing on the base for an easy putout. So a walk and a couple of singles. 1-run score for the Shock. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're tied at 1. Jordan Griffin to lead it off for El Dorado. Broncos took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. Salina answered in the top of the fifth. We're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The lower third for El Dorado, and Griffin hits it hard out into left field, and that will get over. No, it won't. A running catch made by Robinson. It looked like it might get over his head. A nice catch out in left field. And another one pitch out for Tyler Shane. Here's Cole Marlar. So Phil Kim is asking how the playoff system works, which we're still trying to figure out here. The top 2 teams on the 2 division winners will play a best of 3, I think, or something. But then, like, the next four best records will play or will be qualified to the NBC. Here's a shot into the hole. Cole Marlar breaks an ugly 0 for 16 with that base hit. And that'll bring up Braden Rodden. I think so. Five teams in each division plus Salina, so 11 teams in the Sunflower Collegiate League. So 6 teams. You'd have the top 2 plus the next 4. The next 4? Rodden hits it hard to right field. It'll one hop to Mills. Marlar will stay at second, and the Broncos have struck the ball well 3 times here in the fifth. Griffin was robbed out in left field. Now Marlar and Rodden with singles, and here comes Cooper Elliott. So the top 2 teams will play a series, and then the next 4 best will play single elimination playoff between the next 4. Of course, yeah, the NBC World Series is a 2-week affair. So if you win your division, you're already into. Yeah, and there's always other spots that are awarded. Elliott looks high 2-0. Used to be a day where teams from all over the country would come to the NBC, but financially it's becoming a little tougher for teams from very far away to do that. Elliott right back off of Shane, ricochets to second for 1, over to first, double play. A 1-4-6-3 double play. Shane took that, boy, he's a big kid walking off, not even rubbing the arm or anything. Tough luck for Elliott. That was targeted for center field. Instead, a 1-4-6-3 double play. No runs on 2 hits. We head to the 6th inning, 1-1 here in El Dorado. Top of the 6th inning. 1-1. This is a 7-inning game. Scheduled for 7 innings. What do we say, Gary? We say it all the time. You never know what you're going to see at the ballpark, and there we see a 1-4-6-3 double play. Right off the chest of Shane, or arm, right to Stanley, who, with a left-handed hitter, was not playing in the hole. He was playing more up the middle. Flipped over to Moore, who threw over to first. Quickly ahead of Peyton Mills is Adam Stevenson, 0-2. And hello to Robin and Julie Marler. It was fun to meet you guys. They've made the long trek back to Navasota, Texas. Navasota. Watching their grandson Cole, who had a hit. Looked like it was going to start a big inning for El Dorado. In the turf, 2-2 now to Mills. Mills, Ramirez, and Robinson scheduled up here for the shock in the top of the 6th inning. Two balls, 2 strikes. Mills is 0 for 2. Curveball in there for strike 3. And that'll bring up August Ramirez. August Ramirez and Hudson Oliver play for Cisco. Haven't seen any other Blue Raiders in our league here.
I was supposed to have another guy come up, but he didn't.
Josh Young spending time up in the press box. From Middle Tennessee State. Yes. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Ramirez. Cisco's a pretty popular JUCO. Inside, 2-1. 1-1, top of the 6th inning.
Reason for that is Kirk Walker, a former shortstop, was an assistant there.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Kirk Walker, former Bronco.
2009 was the shortstop for our championship.
Was a shortstop for the 2009 title-winning team here for El Dorado. He's an assistant coach at Cisco.
But he quit this year
Oh, he quit this year.
after the season.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Ramirez. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Curveball stayed up, 3-2.
33 years. We started in 87.
3 balls, 2 strikes here to Ramirez. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Seven strikeouts for Stevenson. Here's Josh Robinson. It was Robinson who had a high turf chopper his last time up. Looked like it might be trouble, might score a run, but Connor Kinn able to field it. Adam Stevenson fielded the position well, got over to first, and they retired Robinson. In the turf. 1-1 here, Gary?
Right.
Nice to have so many of you watching here tonight. That pitch in there for a strike, 1-2. Feel free to join us in the chat. If you're a Salina fan, that's okay. We'd love to visit with you as well. A ball and 2 strikes here to Robinson. And inside, did it hit him? It did. So, right off the knuckles, it looked like maybe off of Robinson. So 2 away, a runner at first for the shock. And that'll bring up Tyus Stanley. Stanley has walked both times. 0 for 9 on the summer, and a swing and a miss, strike 1. Walked and led off the 5th inning with a walk and eventually scored. Inside, Marlar a little trouble with it. Tough to read for Robinson, and he does not advance. 1 ball and 1 strike. Curveball. Marlar trying to frame it. Missed it. 2-1. Colton Moore waiting on deck. Curveball and swing and a miss, and 2-2 now. Runner at first is Robinson. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Tyus Stinley. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. Struck out the side. Second time he's done that tonight has Stevenson. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. El Dorado 1, Salina 1. Bottom of the 6th inning, 2-3-4. Coming up for El Dorado in a 1-1 game, Tyler Shane remains on the hill for Salina. And Kim, first pitch swinging, fouls it off. Hayesville leading Hutchinson 6-2 in the 4th inning. Mulvane and Wichita, Andale, and Derby just started. Kim is 0 for 2. And hits it hard, but fouled on the third base side. Jacob Kelly tried to encourage a fair call, but didn't work. No balls and 2 strikes. And Kim hits it towards Moore at short. He's got it on the glove over to first. Bad throw, and Kim is there. That's got to be an error. Well, Gary said we got to find a way to get the leadoff guy on. That's one way.
The right fielder, number 9, Jamie Ritchie.
So Jamie Ritchie. That's the second error of the night for Salina, both on Moore. Ritchie squares, now throwing behind Kim, and he slides in. How tough is that? It always seems tough up here for the first baseman this time of night with that sun setting behind. Don't usually see a lot of throws down to first at this time of night. High, 2-0. Tell you what, if you pushed a bunt towards between the pitcher and first base, you could probably make it. Here's a 2-0 and looks high, but no, it's across the letters for a strike. 2 balls and a strike here to Jamie Ritchie. Reached on an error and flew out to right field. Well, the second baseman, Stanley, almost at second base. And the pitch is high, 3-1 to Ritchie. Brant Kim had a thought of running there, then was actually returning to first as the pitch was thrown. 3-1 pitch to Richie. Swings and pops it up. Shallow center field. Racing in, and it's going to drop in that Bermuda Triangle. Boy, I thought that was high enough. Someone might reach it, but I don't know if Starcher's playing a deeper center field or what, but that one lands in for a base hit. Looks like a sharp single through the infield on the scorebook. So Connor Kinn, who's responsible for the only run for El Dorado with a solo home run in the fourth, stands in with runners at first and second and nobody out. Big cut by Kinn and a miss, 0-1. No balls and a strike here. Connor Kinn, 1 for 2. And laid off that pitch, close, but missing, 1-1. Middle infield pinching in towards second base. And Kinn hits it hard, got through the first baseman into right field. Rounding third and coming home is Brant Kim. And the throw comes home, but not near in time. Going to be a hit. Looking into the sun, there's the first baseman. And so an RBI single. Moving to third was Jamie Ritchie. So an error and 2 singles. Runners at first and third, nobody out. El Dorado now leads 2-1. And a big cut and a miss by Sparks. Called that, yeah, it could have been. First one was an error. That was deemed a hit. No one holding Connor Kinn on. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. Surprised he hasn't taken off. No balls and 2 strikes here to Sparks. He's 0 for 2. And hit towards third. The play goes to second for 1. Over to first. Double play, but a run scores. Jamie Ritchie scores the 3rd run of the night for El Dorado. 5-4-3 double play. There was no outs there. So Zach Breeden will stand in. El Dorado now leads 3-1. Once the third baseman, Karam, went to second, immediately Jamie Ritchie took off for home. Inside. Ricochets off the backstop and back onto the field of play. 3-1 El Dorado. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And this again is a 7-inning game. And Breeden pops it up a mile high. Colton Moore calls for it and will make the catch. It finally comes down into his glove, but an error and 2 singles. The Broncos score 2. We head to the top of the 7th inning. El Dorado 3, Salina 1. Adam Stevenson, it would count as a complete game if he can finish this one, even though it's 7 innings. So he had a 9-inning complete game his last time out. He's at 92 pitches. And he'll deal with the top of the order for Salina. Colton Moore leading off and a swing and a miss. Strike one. Top 3 hitters for Salina tonight are 4 for 9. Miss 1-1. It was 2 runs last night in the bottom of the 8th inning that propelled El Dorado to a 5-3 win. There's a fastball strike, 1-2. Think back to that Sluggers game with last time Stevenson pitched. A run in the bottom of the 8th inning gave El Dorado a 3-2 lead, and they won 3-2. Swing and the miss in the turf. Marlar gathers it, will fire down to first and retire Moore. So 1 away for the Shock, and here comes Starcher. Starcher 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. First pitch missing, 1-0. Sounds like El Dorado for game 2 is going to go by a kind of a bullpen game with a lot of guys getting an inning or 2 of work for the second game of this doubleheader. Tomorrow's an off day. Hudson Oliver will start Tuesday at Newman University against the Wichita Sluggers. Curveball missing, 2-1. What do we got here? 2-1? 2-1. Fastball hit towards Brant Kim at second base. Gets it on the hop over to first and the second out. So Mike Karam is the last chance for the Shock here in this first game of the doubleheader. 2 for 3 is Karam. And hit towards the right side and a base hit. Didn't do too much there, did Karam? Just guided it towards the right side. And that'll bring up Alex Smith, who's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts tonight. Nick Wyatt is ready down in the bullpen. Smith represents the tying run at the plate. 3-1 El Dorado here in the 7th. And popped up on the infield. Connor Kinn ranging into foul territory. Calls everyone off and makes the catch. And El Dorado wins game 1 of the doubleheader. A complete game win for Adam Stevenson. And adding up the numbers here. Boy, a big error for the Shock in the 6th inning. Got the leadoff guy on, is what Gary Carr said the Broncos needed, and it resulted into a couple of runs. So El Dorado, 3 runs on 6 hits. No errors, and they left 3 men on base. For Salina, 1 run on 7 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 9 men on base. The winning pitcher is Adam Stevenson. 102 pitches for Stevenson. 63 strikes. A good effort by Stevenson. And he struck out, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strikeouts. 10 strikeouts, 2 walks for Stevenson tonight. Unbelievable. Time of the first game, 1 hour and 21 minutes. And El Dorado wins 3-1. The Broncos now improved to 14-10. And currently a game and a half out of first place. Our second game will start probably 7:45, so about 20 minutes from now we'll get game 2 started. We will keep this stream going. Internet is working beautifully here tonight so far. And so we'll let you just kind of look at what's going on here at the field. Again, I can't let any audio go across or any music because that's copyrighted, and then my broadcast will be red flagged by YouTube. So game 2 will be coming up here in about 20 minutes. Hope you'll stay right where you are. El Dorado winning 3-1 in game 1. More play-by-play coming up shortly. You're listening and watching to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. And we get back to some broadcasting here for you. The second game of the doubleheader about to start off. The batting order for the Salina Shock. Peyton Neiman leading off. Tyus Stanley second. The All-Star Ryan Chargo will bat third. Mike Karam fourth. Camerson Whistle fifth. Josh Gruball will bat sixth. He's DHing. Austin Shirley seventh. Alex Smith batting eighth. And John Oliver will bat ninth for Salina. For El Dorado in the field, Jamie Ritchie's in left field. Carson Cox in center. And Zach Breeden is in right field. Here's the first pitch of the second game by Preston Minor, and missing 1-0. The infield looks like this. Braden Rodden is at third. Brent Kim playing shortstop. Cooper Elliott at second. Connor Kinn is at first. The catcher is Dawson Woods. And the pitcher is Preston Minor. 2-0 here to Peyton Neiman to start off game 2 of our doubleheader. Well, Matt said 7:45. That's what we're starting at here. Now 3-0 to Neiman. So 3 balls and no strikes here. Game 1 went to El Dorado 3-1. And Minor in there for strike 1. Preston Minor out of Frisco, Texas. Goes to Wichita State University. 10th game, his first start. Again, Broncos probably going to be using several pitchers in this 7-inning second game. Minor in there again for a strike, 3-2. A 1-0 record for Minor, a 3.56 ERA. 17 2/3 of work, 18 hits, 11 strikeouts, and 4 walks. The 3-2 bounced foul. The last time we saw Preston was here on the big crowd night, 4th of July. A 9-3 win over Great Bend. Minor came in and pitched in an inning of shutout baseball, had 1 strikeout. No walks, no hits, no runs. 3-2 here to Neiman. And bounce towards Rodden at third. He's got it. Now fires to first and gets Neiman. So Minor works back from 3-0. And a high chopper in the infield that so many times seems to go for hits. But Rodden gloved it and had plenty of arm to throw at Neiman. Here's Tyus Stanley, batted 9th in game 1. He moves up to number 2 here in the second game of the doubleheader. He was 0 for 1 and hits it hard but fouled on the third base side. Couple of walks in the first game for Stanley. He scored a run and he struck out to end the 6th inning. Adam Stevenson, another brilliant performance. Back-to-back complete games for Stevenson. And a 3-1 win for Adam. And the Broncos. 0-1 and a broken bat hit out to Kim at short. He's got it over to first, and Stanley is retired. Yeah, Brant Kim is a shortstop. He's mainly played second base for El Dorado this summer, but getting a chance to go back to short. He's been solid. Here's Ryan Chargo. Chargo played in the All-Star game on Tuesday. An All-Star game that featured a home run derby, a lighting delay, swing and a miss, and quickly Chargo down 0-2. Preston Minor's 1 win this summer came against Salina on June 7th here. 0-2 to Chargo. And on the corner for strike 3. A very nice first inning for Preston Minor. Started off by going 3-0 to Neiman. He worked his way back. He goes 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the first inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Salina 0, El Dorado coming to back. You're watching and listening to Bronco Baseball here on YouTube. Let's take a look at the batting order for El Dorado and the defensive alignment in game number 2. The Broncos will lead off with Cooper Elliott. Brant Kim bats second and Jamie Ritchie third. Connor Kinn batting fourth, Jordan Griffin fifth, and Zach Breeden sixth. Dawson Woods batting seventh, Braden Rodden eighth, and Carson Cox will bat ninth. For Salina out in the field here in game 2. In left field is Austin Shirley. Ryan Chargo's in center. And John Oliver will play right field. Peyton Neiman's at third. Mike Karam at shortstop. Tyus Stanley at second base. And Alex Smith at first base. Camerson Whistle will catch. And pitching, Tristan Kinderknecht. Kinderknecht, I think is how you pronounce it. Right-handed pitcher is Tristan, and he'll deal with Cooper Elliott to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Oh, a different delivery for Kinderknecht. Does the windup and then kind of gets to the top there, and it seems like he slows up just a bit. High release point. It's 2-0. Not sure how accurate the stats are I have here on Kinderknecht, 3-0. But the stats I have, he's pitched in one game, went 2 innings against the Newton Rebels, gave up 8 earned runs in 2 innings, 5 walks and 4 hits. He's gone 3-0 here on Cooper Elliott to lead off the bottom of the first. Elliott taking all the way, looks at strike 1. So 3 balls and a strike. Elliott, Kim, and Ritchie for El Dorado here in the bottom of the first inning. No score. And on the corner for strike 2. So Kinderknecht working back much like Miner did. It's 3-2 now to Cooper Elliott. The 3-2 pitch. And Elliott flips it out into center field. And that is right to Ryan Chargo for the out. At first, it looked like Chargo didn't see it, but he knew exactly where it was. He just didn't have to move very much. So here's Brant Kim. Brant Kim entered tonight's play at a .253 batting average. And hits this one right up the middle for a base hit. It was Kim, you might remember, who reached on a throwing error to lead off the 6th inning that instigated a 2-run inning for El Dorado and propelled the Broncos to a 3-1 win in game 1. 12th loss in a row for Salina. Jamie Ritchie now stands in. Kim with a big lead, and Ritchie fouls this one off. Kinderknecht looks like a guy that works on location. Velocity, he's not going to whistle it by you in there, but those kind of pitchers are hard to face. Good jump by Kim. Ritchie flips it out to right field. Not hit very deep. Oliver's got the catch. Kim has to return, and that's the second out of the inning. The hitting hero of game 1, Connor Kinn. 2 for 3, a home run, 1 run scored, and 2 runs driven in a 3-1 win for El Dorado. 2 away, Brant Kim over at first. And the first offering high, 1-0. Jordan Griffin waits on deck for El Dorado. Kim on the move. The throw down to second is not in time. A stolen base for Brant Kim. Close play. Good throw down there by Whistle. For Brant Kim, he is now 6 for 6 this summer at stealing bases for the Broncos. So a runner in scoring position for El Dorado. And a 2-0 count to Connor Kinn. And low, 3-0. June 7th, Salina was here, and El Dorado came away with a 9-7 hard-fought win over the Shock on that night. Then a hard-fought.
5-0. They jumped ahead 5-0.
Salina did that. Okay, I'd forgotten that. The Shock led 5-0 in that first game on June 7th. As I've said all year, just a lot of close games. I know the Shock doesn't have a great record, but they've been in a lot of games. 2 two-run losses to El Dorado so far this summer. Kin fouls this one, and it'll stay in play, and ranging over and making the catch is Neiman, and that will end the first inning. No runs on a hit. No errors, and one man left on base. We head to the second inning. It's El Dorado 0, Salina 0. Top of the second inning. 0-0, and Mike Karam to lead it off for the Shock against Preston Minor. And the first pitch in there for a strike. Minor, kind of a long wind up, and then almost 3/4 slides it in there. Yeah, right from the side there, and a swing and a foul ball down the third base side. And it's 0-2. The 0-2 to Karam, and a swing and a miss. 3 pitches and an out to Karam. Back-to-back strikeouts for Minor. He struck out Chargo to end the first and strikes out Karam to lead off the second inning. Here's Camerson Whistle. Whistle 1 for 3 in game number 1 with a double. And first pitch swinging and fouled out of play. No balls and a strike. And this one again the other way and foul, and quickly 0-2. 5 straight strikes here from Minor. Left-handed swinging Camerson Whistle. And again, going the other way and foul out of play. The score here, top of the second inning, another 7-inning game. An 0-2 from Minor, and a swing and a miss. So 3 in a row struck out by Minor, and that'll bring up Josh Grubaugh. The Hayesville Aviators leading Hutchinson 9-4 in the 6th inning. The team El Dorado is chasing. The Wichita Sluggers leading Mulvane 4-0 in the 5th. And the first pitch in there for a strike to Grubaugh. Did not play in the first game. The Derby Twins leading Andale 2-0 in the 5th. That game in Derby. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes here to Grubaugh. And a nice 0-2 pitch from Minor. Rodden started trotting in, thought it was strike 3. 1-2. That's the first ball, isn't it, Gary? 9 straight strikes. Not a bad way to start an inning if you're a Bronco fan. And off the fist a little bit there and into the netting for a foul ball. We'll do 1-2 again. No score here in the top of the 2nd. The pitch from Minor, and just off the edge of the bat, hanging in there is Grubaugh. A couple of road games coming up for El Dorado after an off day tomorrow, Tuesday in Wichita, and then Wednesday in West Wichita against the Andale Warhawks. Our next broadcast will be here Thursday when the Newton Rebels come to town. Thursday, July 11th, 7 o'clock start. On Thursday, Minor, a fastball in there for strike 3. 4 in a row struck out by Minor. He strikes out the side. 12 strikes and 1 ball for Minor in the 2nd inning. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. El Dorado 0, Salina 0. So we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. A really good top half by Preston Minor. He struck out the side. So Jordan Griffin, the DH here in game number 2. Griffin, just 2 at-bats in the first game, went 1 for 2. And has to look out there, almost got him on the shoulder, 1-0. Of course, broadcasting for the Broncos, celebrating the 3-1 win, but boy, really a tough luck loss for Salina and their pitcher, Tyler Shane. He pitched really good. But a critical error in the 6th inning cost his team. But he did all he could to win it for the Shock, that's for sure. Yeah. He got hit with a ball in the chest that turned into a 1-4-6-3 double play, but showed no ill effects from it. Griffin hits it hard, and stabbing it is Neiman. He'll throw over to first and get Griffin. He hit it hard, but a nice play by Neiman. So one away, and here's Zach Breeden. Breeden went 0 for 3 in the first game. And the pitch from Kinderkecht is missing 1-0. The 1-0 missing 2-0. It's interesting, the alignment for the Shock. Second baseman Tyus Stanley, with no one on base, is playing pretty much directly behind the pitcher. High 3-0. So, yeah, I tell you what, if you're a hitter and you just sit back, I used to love the inside-out swing and just shoot it the other way. Just try to dunk it right into shallow right field. Breeden a green light on 3-0, a swing and a miss. But to tell you how good I was, generally I got DH'd for as a position player, so I didn't get a lot of at-bats. Good leather, not good with the wood. Breeden fouls this one. That's going to get out of play, and it's 3-2. Three balls and two strikes to Breeden. One out here in the bottom of the second inning. And outside, and Breeden gets a one-out walk. And that'll bring up Dawson Woods. Had a good game here last night. A couple of walks, had a double. Broncos beating Hutchinson last night 5-3. El Dorado has won 3 in a row in 5 of their last 7. On the move is Breeden. The pitch is high. The throw down to second, and Breeden is safe. That's right. Now 4 in a row. You're right, Gary. 4 in a row and 6 of 8 won by El Dorado here in this late season push by the Broncos. Woods looks at ball 2. Close from Kinderneck. Kinderknect. A 2-0 to Dawson Woods. Bounced it towards first. And the first baseman, Smith, will glove it and take it himself. Breeden will move over to third. So El Dorado will look for a 2-out hit here from Braden Rodden. Rodden went 1 for 2 in the first game with a single. Breeden walked, stole second, moved to third on that ground out by Woods. And the first pitch kind of frisbeed in there for a strike. 0-1. Just floating in there. Rodden got under this one, pops it up into shallow center field. Karam, the shortstop, ranges over to make the catch. And that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on base. We'll go to the third. No score from El Dorado. Top of inning number 3. Here from McDonald Stadium. Austin Shirley to lead it off for the Shock of Salina. No score. Preston Minor out for his 3rd inning of work and just continues to pipe in strikes, 0-1. In the 2nd inning, he threw 13 pitches, 12 were strikes. The 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Broncos, let's see, Stevenson had 2 walks last game, is that right? Minor, wow, just missed off the corner. So in the last 5 games, 6 walks by Bronco pitching. That is a winning recipe. This one hit towards second off the glove of Minor over to Elliott, and he'll go to first. So a 1-4-3 putout of Shirley. So does he get an assist on that out then? Yep. And here's Alex Smith. First baseman for the Shock. Alex was 0 for 4 in the first game. And a first pitch ball, 1-0 to Smith. And the 1-0, a swing and a miss out in front with Smith. It's 1-1. Women's soccer team winning the World Cup today. It's fun to watch. 2-1 now. The 2-1 off the plate, 3-1. And hit towards third. Braden Rodden's got it. He'll fire over to first and retire Smith. Well, Minor, the only couple issues he had in the count, he led off Peyton Neiman in the first inning, went 3-0, and then worked his way back and induced a ground out to Rodden. Fell behind 3-1 there to Smith, induced a ground ball to Rodden. Here's Oliver. John Oliver, the right fielder. Did not play in the first game, and he'll look at strike 1. An 0-1 pitch to Oliver and fouled off his back foot. No balls and 2 strikes. And Oliver will step out. And a swing and a miss. Another good inning. 9 up, 9 down for Preston Minor. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score from El Dorado. Bottom of the third inning.
The center fielder, number 5.
It's been a pitcher's night so far here in El Dorado. A 3-1 Bronco win in the first one. 0-0 here in the bottom of the third. Cox, Elliott, and Kim for the Broncos here in the third against Tristan Kinderneck. And Cox out in front of the first pitch, 0-1. Carson Cox with a brilliant defensive play in Thursday's win over Great Bend. Caught a ball diving for it with a backhand towards the left field line. Came up throwing and threw a runner who had drifted off of second base, threw him out.
Great Band was coming back and they had first and second and done it.
Yep, the Batcats were down 6-1, got it to 6-3, and were threatening. Cox hits it hard right at the shortstop. That bad hop, though, bounces off of Karam, and it's going to be an error.
The second baseman, number 3.
So
Elliott.
a leadoff error, and the Broncos will bring up Cooper Elliott. Flew out to center field his first time. Big lead off of first, diving back is Cox.
I guarantee you he's going.
Cox is 3 for 3 in the steal department this summer. And Elliott taking and pretty much giving him second base. A steal for Cox. Well, the downside to a pitcher who doesn't really zing it in there is it makes it awful tough on the catcher to get a runner. And that time Whistle just decided to keep it in his back pocket. So now runner at second base. And Elliott goes the other way into left field. Cox rounding third. He is coming in and he will score. Elliott on his way to second with a single and an RBI. Waited back on that one and roped it to left center field. So the air hurts the Salina Shock. So
1 for 4 now.
Elliott down at second base. Nobody out for El Dorado. Broncos lead 1-0. And Kinderneck walks off the mound halfway to second base.
Once again, tonight's winning ticket for the Supply Cruise League Showcase is 910554. So that's again bringing up to the press office.
Brant Kim singled his first time. And watches that one in there for a strike. 0-1. Stanley lingering behind second. Elliott on the move. This one low. Throw down to third. Elliott steals it. Thought about maybe taking an extra base, but Karam was there to back up. So Cooper over at third with nobody out. 2-0, or 1-1, I should say, to Brant Kim. And Kim hits this one out into left field. Shirley has the catch. Elliott tagging. Here comes the throw, and Cooper Elliott will score. A sac fly for Brant Kim.
Now batting for the Broncos, the left fielder, number 9, Jamie Ritchie.
So Cooper Elliott taking the extra base on the throw, then stealing third. Able to score on a sac fly, and it's 2-0 El Dorado, and Jamie Ritchie will stand in. Nobody on with one away. And the first pitch in there for a strike. Richie trying to go the other way, fouls it off. 0-2. Jamie flew out to right field his first time. Sun only a problem now maybe for right field. Most of the field in shadows now. As night falls here in El Dorado, 1-2. Again, an off day tomorrow for these Broncos after a really busy week of games and big events and the charity softball game, the vintage baseball game. Richie just hanging in. That ball almost ricocheted back and hit Vicky Bell, almost.
910-554. If you did not claim your 2 tickets for the Sunfire Food League Showcase game, by the end of this inning, we will redraw.
Off day tomorrow, and then games on Thursday, or I should say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Richie goes towards the right side. Stanley's got it. And boy, kind of shot putted that one over to first, but able to get Richie. So 2 away, and that'll bring up Connor Kinn.
Now batting for the Broncos, the first baseman, number 28, Connor Kinn.
2-0 El Dorado. The Broncos have played at 2 here in the third. Connor popped out to third his first time. And missing is Kinder Necht. 1-0. Next Sunday was supposed to be a road game, but now it's going to be a home game. The Hayesville Aviators will be here next Sunday night. Broncos play at Hayesville on Saturday. Home and home with the Newton Rebels on Thursday and Friday. And hit hard by Kinn out right at right field and caught by Oliver. Tough luck for Connor there. El Dorado scores 2 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error. No one left on base. We go to the 4th inning, 2-0 Broncos. Peyton Neiman will lead off the 4th inning for Salina. Preston Minor shut down the first 9 so far. Neiman grounded out to third his first time. Might remember that Neiman got ahead 3-0 on Preston, and then Minor worked it back and induced the ground ball. A 1-0 pitch hit hard out to center field and a clean base hit for Neiman. First hit, first runner of the night for Salina for game 2. Tyus Stanley grounded out to short his first time. He's 0 for 1. First offering high to Stanley. The 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss by Stanley. 1-1. Hayesville now up 11-4 in Hutchinson in the 8th inning. Derby leading Andale 5-0. A 1-1 across the plate, 1-2. Broncos 14-10 after that game 1 win. Hayesville 15-8. The Aviators look like they're on their way to go to 16-8. The Cheney Diamond Dogs leading the Western Division with a 21-3 record. The 1-2 hit into foul territory. Kinn giving it a long run and can't catch up to it. So another 1-2 coming to Tyus Stanley. And an emergency swing by Stanley. Hits it down to Rodden at third. A little bit of a bobble. Now goes over to first and able to get Stanley. That was a weird looking swing right there. Moving down to second base is Neiman. And Ryan Chargo struck out looking his first time. And the first pitch to Chargo hit towards short over the head of Kim and through the left fielder, Ritchie. So a single and an error, and Chargo's at second base. So Peyton Neiman scores. And it's 2-1 El Dorado, and here's Mike Karam. Minor missing on the first offering, 1-0. Retired the first 9, but now in the second time through, Neiman with a single and a run scored. Chargo with a single. That one in there for a strike. 1-1. Karam struck out his first time. Minor had a stretch where he struck out 4 straight batters. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off, 1-2. Who do we got warming up down there, Josh? Britt Brown getting loose for El Dorado. And a 1-2 pitch is hit towards third. Rodden's got it. Throws over to first and retires Karam. So with 2 away, Camerson Whistle will stand in. Whistle struck out his first time. 2-1 El Dorado here in the 4th, a 7-inning game. Whistle is catching here in this Game he DH the first game. Runner on the move, throw down to third is on the money, but a little bit of a late call. Rodden trying to sell it. A steal of third by Chargo. Boy, with a left-handed batter, 2 outs, a steal of third seems risky to me, but
I'm going to say that's a ball. I have no idea.
no balls and 1 strike here to whistle. And that pitch on the outer third for a strike, 0-2.
Happy to be wrong.
An 0-2 pitch coming here from Preston Minor, trying to get out of the fourth with the lead, and will. A swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 run on 2 hits for the Shock. They leave the tying run at third. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. El Dorado 2, Salina 1. Jordan Griffin will lead it off for El Dorado here in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 2-1 Bronco lead. Broncos with 2 runs on 2 hits so far. And a first pitch strike from Tristan Kindernecht. Hello to Kelly Watson watching in Ohio. 1-1 now to Griffin. A lot of bodies down in the El Dorado bullpen. Here comes the 1-1. Griffin fouls it off, 1-2. Jordan's first at bat hit it hard, but Neiman stabbed it in the hole and threw Jordan out. And the 1-2 outside, 2-2. Stanley now moving almost directly. He is directly behind second base. And the 2-2 inside, 3-2. A 3-2 pitch to Jordan Griffin is outside, ball 4. And the sprint down to first, as usual, from Jordan. So here's Zach Breeden. Breeden walked, stole a base, was stranded on third to end the 2nd inning.
Salina, I'd pitch out. I bet he's going on the first pitch.
Good lead for Griffin off of first. He's on the move. There was supposed to be a pitch out. Did Breeden foul it? He did. Well, that was weird. The catcher popped out for a pitch out, as Josh Young had forecasted, but the pitch went right down the middle, and Breeden took a whack at it and fouled it off.
It was a pitch out, and he threw the ball straight down the
So the catcher whistle goes out to talk to his pitcher.
Our coach should just look at it. He's not moved.
So no balls and a strike here to Breeden. Griffin 5 for 6 in the steal department. Boy, that didn't look like a pause there at all by the pitcher. That was almost a quick pitch. And it's a strike, 0-2. Breeden foul tips into the glove and strikes out. So that'll bring up Dawson Woods.
The catcher, number 50, Dawson Woods.
Woods grounded out to first, his first time. Griffin on the move. It is a pitch out. The throw down to second is in time. A nifty slide, but the tag is applied. So Griffin is cut down.
Yeah, that was a better pitch out.
And it's 1-0 here to Woods with 2 outs now for El Dorado. And that pitch floating in, missing, 2-0. High, 3-0 now to Dawson Woods. Braden Rodden waits on deck. Bottom of the 4th inning here, game 2 of a doubleheader. Broncos won game 1 3-1. They lead 2-1 here. Woods gets under it, hits it out to right field. Going back is Oliver, and he's got room and makes the catch to end the inning. So a leadoff walk doesn't hurt Salina. We go to the 5th inning, 2-1 El Dorado. 4 strong innings from Preston Minor. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. No walks and 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. He'll give way to Britt Brown.
That's 11.
15, isn't it? Number 15 hitting here for Salina. Rhett Gipe, Gipe, pinch hitting here for Grubauer.
I didn't know Salina had a guy.
No balls and a strike from Britt Brown. And that pitch just missing, 1-1. Rhett Gipe listed as a catcher. Here's a 1-1 from Brown, missing, 2-1.
I bet that's Grubauer. No?
Grubauer was in. Grubauer DH'd.
Is he the pitcher?
No, this is just a
Did he just give somebody else a jersey?
foul ball down the right side by Gipe, and it's 2-2. Britt Brown, his 5th game this summer. He's 0-1, an ERA of 10.28. He's had 2 rough outings and 2 very good outings. Last time we saw him was on the 4th of July, 1 inning of shutout relief against Great Bend. Here's a 2-2 and hit right back up the middle. Cooper Elliott's got it over at second, over to first to retire Gipe. So 1 away, and that'll bring up Austin Shirley.
The left fielder number 20, Austin Shirley.
This was what was on Point Street. This was kind of an earlier lineup that I grabbed.
Shirley hit one off of Minor's glove that caromed over to Cooper Elliott, who retired him. So 0 for 1 is Shirley. And that pitch missing, 1-0. Is that Collins working down in the bullpen? Kyle Collins warming up in there for a strike. 1-1. Top of inning number 5, 2-1 El Dorado. Two and one. Fastball low, 3-1. Britt Brown from Moore, Oklahoma, goes to Northern Oklahoma Community College. A 3-1 count here to Austin Shirley. And not close, and a 1-out walk. So Alex Smith will stand in, grounded out to third, his first time.
The first baseman number 17, Alex Smith.
And hit towards third. Rodden on the backhand, fires to first way high, and the runners are safe.
Good throw, would have got him.
So that'll be an error on Rodden, second error of the night for El Dorado. Had a little more time than I think he initially thought there. So a walk and an error. And here's John Oliver, struck out against Preston Minor to end the third inning. And the first pitch missing. 1-0 to Oliver. Dawson Woods will go talk to Britt Brown for a moment. And now Oliver, well, the umpire not ready yet. 1 ball and no strikes to Oliver. Shirley walked. He's at second. Smith reaches on an error. And Brown misses, 2-0. The glove work by Rodden was excellent there on that ball hit down the third base side, but fortunate for him, Connor Kinn is 6'7" at first. Otherwise, that would have rattled down into the bullpen of Salina. The 2-0 is in there for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike to Oliver. The pitch from Brown, a swing and a miss. Now 2-2. Salina off tomorrow. They will host Mulvane for a doubleheader on Tuesday, and then they go to Great Bend Wednesday, and they will travel to Andale on Thursday. A 2-2 from Brown, hit down the right field line, slicing, foul. Two and two. And Oliver checked his swing, 3-2. The Shock with that doubleheader Monday will end their home schedule. They end the season with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row on the road. Big 3-2 pitch here from Britt Brown. Runners at first and second. And fouled off. Look out. Boy, that one missed the netting. And boy, if that would have been on Thursday night, that would have probably picked off someone. Good at bat here by Oliver. Another 3-2 pitch coming from Brown. And on the corner for strike 3. A big strikeout for Brown, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Peyton Neiman. He's 1 for 2. Shirley at second, Smith at first. And the pitch is outside. Woods trying to block it, but no chance. The runners will move up 90 feet. So runners at second and third for the Shock. And hit up the middle. Cooper Elliott's behind second. Throws over to first to get Neiman. So Elliott, who's playing second, roamed over behind second to make that play. Well done by the Bronco defense. No runs on no hits. There was an error and 2 men left in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 2-1 El Dorado. So the bottom of the 5th inning, Broncos still holding on to a 2-1 lead. Broncos have not trailed yet tonight. We were tied in game 1. 2 hits so far for El Dorado. 2 runs on 2 hits here against Tristan Kindernecht. And the 1-0 floats outside, 2-0. Rodden, Cox, and Elliott for the Broncos here in the 5th. And the 2-0 is in there for a strike, 2-1. Braden Rodden popped out to short his first time. He's 0 for 1. And hit hard at the first baseman, caught by Smith. Well-positioned defense, Gary. Right on the line there. So here's Carson Cox, reached on an air, stole a base, and scored in that 2-run 3rd inning for El Dorado. And the first pitch up and in, 1-0 here to Carson Cox. Cox hitting .246 coming into play tonight, 16 for his last 65, or 16 for 65. 8 runs scored, 6 driven in. And in there for a strike, 1-1.
I don't know what that was.
You couldn't reach that. However, we've got some balls.
1 ball and 1 strike here to Carson Cox. And Cox lifts this one out into center field. Chargo is underneath it and makes a catch. So 2 away for Cooper Elliott.
The second baseman, number 3, Cooper Elliott.
Elliott 1 for 2. Singled in a run in the 3rd, then came around and scored on Brant Kim's sacrifice fly. And the first pitch to Cooper is low and away, 1-0. Looked like some of those turf monsters jumped into the eye of Camerson Whistle behind the plate.
My favorite.
Kindernecht with the pitch. And on the corner, 1-1. One pitch to Elliott is gone the other way between left and center, and the left fielder, Shirley, has it for the 3rd out. 3 up, 3 down for El Dorado in the 5th. We go to the 6th inning. 2-1 in favor of the Broncos. Top of the 6th inning, new pitcher for El Dorado is Kyle Collins. Britt Brown goes 1 inning, gave up 1 walk, had a strikeout, no runs. Kyle Collins, his 10th game, 17 and a third innings of work. He's given up 20 walks. He has struck out 20, and he's given up 14 hits. And a first pitch ball to Tyus Stanley. Collins pitched against the Shock here on June 7th, went 3 innings, gave up 4 hits, but just 1 run, and struck out 3 Shock batters, and close but missing, 2-0. The last time we saw Kyle was June 26th. Went 3 innings here against Andale, gave up 2 runs, no hits, but 5 walks. Hit out into center field, a late start out there for Cox, but now he comes in and makes the catch for the first out. So 1 away, and here's Ryan Chargo. El Dorado with 2 runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors. Salina with 1 run on 2 hits. Foul ball by Chargo. And there's been 1 error on the Shock. 2-2-2 for El Dorado, 1-2-1 for Salina. 0-1 here to Chargo. He's 1 for 2. Squares, bunts it down the third base line. Rodden will field it, throws down to first, and a bunt single for Ryan Chargo. It's good work there. Nicely placed bunt down the third base line. Rodden did all he could, but a well-placed bunt by Chargo. Here's Mike Karam. Karam was 3 for 4 in the first game. He's 0 for 2 here in game 2. And a first pitch strike to Karam. Modest lead for Chargo. Now he gets a little bigger. And a swing and a miss by Karam, 0-2. Maybe a change up there from Collins. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 away for the Shock here in the 6th. And fouled off. Appreciate the truffles I got from Lori Collins in the nice note on their visit here to El Dorado. Brian and Lori Collins watching tonight. Kyle from Cisco Community College he's from Cat Spring, Texas. Here's the 0-2. Chargo on the move. Woods, tough pitch to handle, and a stolen base for Chargo. So a ball and 2 strikes now to Karam. And it looked like a slow curve in there for strike 3 to Karam. Well done by Kyle Collins, 2 away. So Camerson Whistle. He's 0 for 2. Both those appearances were against the starter, Preston Minor. Struck out both times. 1 for 3 in the first game. And Collins just misses on the first offering, 1-0. One-0 pitch is a swing and a miss by Whistle. Again, 2 7-inning games. Broncos got 2 in the bottom of the 6th to pull ahead and beat Salina 3-1 in the first game. 2 runs in the third have stood up. It's 2-1 here in the 6th. High, 2-1. The Shock left runners at second and third in the 5th inning. Runner here at second, and a curveball of beauty in there for strike 2. 2-2. Deuces are wild on the scoreboard. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is hit towards short. Kim ranges over, has it, fires over to first to get him. Brant Kim, a beautiful play over at shortstop. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. No runs on a hit. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-1 El Dorado. Bottom of the 6th inning. El Dorado's production in the next to the last inning has been really good lately. They could use a couple of insurance runs here, and Brant Kim will lead it off against Tristan Kinderneck, who starts him off with a ball. Paul Kinn is joining the broadcast now after a long drive back to Michigan. And the Savages are watching. We've got a young Mr. Savage up here in the press box, don't we? Watching from Oklahoma. A shout out from Mr. Savage up here. Fouled by Kim, and the catcher looking for it, but it's going to land. Almost bounced into our press box here. That's 3 balls that have landed in the stands tonight. Julie S. is commenting here. Is that Julie Savage? Yeah, Jacob's been running the music all night. Josh Young's been supervising. A 1-2 to Kim, and 2-2. Two and two, leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 6th inning for El Dorado. And Kim under it, pops it out to Chargo. He can't see it, now gathers it and has the catch. Chargo just fooled us there. He had it all along. El Dorado's had trouble against Kinderneck, who certainly isn't a flamethrower, but he is located and really kept the Bronco hitters off balance. There's all sorts of ways, right, Josh Young, to get batters out. You don't have to throw 90 or 95. Almost hit Jamie Ritchie, 1-0. Our next broadcast will be Thursday here from the ballpark against the Newton Rebels. 7 o'clock start. Ritchie hits this one hard out into left field, tracking over, and a sliding catch made by Shirley. A double knee slide for the catch. And now it's Connor Kinn, Paul's son.
First baseman number 28, Connor Kinn.
Of course, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. You'll get notifications when we go on. Of course, we always start the stream about 15 minutes early and then the play-by-play right at game time. And you can go back. All the games are archived. You can go back and watch any of them. A 1-0 to Connor Kinn, who homered in game 1 and had an RBI single. He was the hitting hero of game 1. Adam Stevenson threw a complete game for the Broncos. 2-0 here to Connor. And another frisbee in there for a ball. 3-0. Pretty much. 3 balls, no strikes to Connor Kinn. And outside, a 4-pitch walk to Kinn. Third walk issued by Kindernecht. And here's Jordan Griffin. He walked his last time. It's the leadoff walks that always seem to hurt. So 2 away for the Broncos. Jordan Griffin hit it hard his first time, but the third baseman Neiman made a nice play. Griffin hits it up the middle and past the second baseman Stanley. On his way to third is Connor Kinn. And the third hit of the night for the Broncos puts runners at first and third. So now Zach Breeden. And Salina wants to talk over what they want to do if Griffin tries to steal.
You can't throw it here. You're not going to get it.
Now, does Griffin try to get caught in a rundown, try to steal a run that way, or? Zach Breeden is 0 for 1. He walked his first time, struck out in the 4th inning. That is the only strikeout of the night for Kindernecht. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 11 fly ball outs induced by Kindernecht. Breeden waited and waited on that one and then fouled it out of play. 0-1. Which makes me think with all those fly ball outs that guys at the plate are really looking to tee off, and they're not. No balls and a strike here to Breeden. Some insurance out on the base pads for the Broncos. They lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Griffin on the move and a fake throw. Now it goes down to third, and back in safely is Kinn. So Griffin will get a steal.
I'm going to say that's a ball.
Nope, 0-2. 0-2. They called it a strike. Griffin would score on any hit. He's got a big lead off a second. The pitch and a swing and a miss. So no runs on a hit. 2 men left on base. We go to the 7th. El Dorado 2, Salina 1. Top of the 7th inning here from El Dorado. And Gipe at the plate for the Salina Shock, Rhett Gipe. 2nd inning of work for Collins, and a first pitch rip out into center field. A leadoff single for Gipe. Nick Wyatt is warming in the bullpen. If Collins could close this game out, he would earn his 3rd save of the season. Austin Shirley stepping up. Braden Rodden will now get inside of third base, expecting a bunt here from Shirley in a 2-1 game. Shirley squares, and that pitch a little bit low and in, 1-0. The Shock have left 4 runners in scoring position in the last 3 innings. Again, squaring, now a throw down to first. Kin was charging, so he wasn't really near the base. And Gipe back in there. More importantly, it's 2-0 now to Shirley. Sometimes you see pitchers try to get a little too fine here. Shirley is giving himself up, basically. Swinging here, but looking, and it's 3-0. El Dorado scored 2 in the 3rd. Salina scored 1 in the 4th. 2-1 here in the 7th. A 3-0 pitch is high, ball 4. And it almost looked like Kyle was aiming that one. So we will get a new pitcher here. Runners at 1st and 2nd with nobody out. We'll tell you about Nick White in a moment. 2-1 El Dorado here in the 7th. So the new pitcher for El Dorado is Nick Wyatt. Kyle Collins goes 1+. Gave up 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. The runners on the base pads are his responsibility. And Nick Wyatt takes over. Wyatt pitched here last night and earned a save in a 5-3 win over Hutchinson. Gave up 1 hit, had a strikeout, and closed the door on the Monarchs. Alex Smith in a bunting situation here. Connor Kin playing way in. Smith's goal here is to bunt it towards third. And the bunt is to the pitcher, Wyatt. His only play will be to first. And covering over there was Elliott. So 1-4 on the putout. The tying run moves down to third. The go-ahead run at second, and here's Oliver, who has struck out twice tonight. He's 0 for 2. The El Dorado defense will move in, trying to cut down that run at the plate. Geip led off the inning with a single. Shirley walked. They got moved over by the bunt by Smith. A sticky situation here for Nick Wyatt. And the first pitch, a swing and a miss, strike one. An 0-1 pitch coming here to Oliver. Fastball missed. Woods came firing out like he was going to throw somewhere. The runners don't look like they're that far off. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Oliver fouls this one off at the plate. 1-2. Of course, with 1 out, Wyatt has first base open, but the number 9 hitter here, who's 0 for 2, he wants to get this guy here. Wyatt with 6 strikeouts in 10 innings of work. He's got 4 saves for El Dorado this summer. A 5.22 ERA. And the 1-2. And a strike. Looking. A lot of heat on that fastball from Wyatt, and now 2 away. A huge strikeout. And now you Peyton Neiman, 1 for 3 with the only run scored for Salina here in the second game. Peyton did not play in the first game tonight. And again, Wyatt's got a base to play with here. Nick Wyatt from Sylvania, Ohio, goes to Northwood University and goes off speed there, and out in front of it was Neiman and fouling out of play. 0-1. Strike one, always so important there, Gary, to get ahead, and certainly in a situation like this.
Last night he threw 8 strikes and 8 balls.
8 strikes and 8 balls last night by Wyatt. Here's the 0-1. And missing down and in. 1-1. Broncos trying to sweep a doubleheader and go to 15-10. Here's the 1-1. In there for strike 2. Good location from Wyatt there. Outer third and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Peyton Neiman. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Woods will have to throw down to first. Does so, and Nick Wyatt comes in and gets a back-to-back strikeout to earn his 5th save of the summer. The Salina Shock left a runner at third in the 4th and the 5th, a runner at second in the 6th, and runners at second and third in the 7th. And the Broncos sweep the doubleheader, winning game 1, 3-1, and they win game 2, 2-1. Let's see, just getting these numbers real quick for you. Not a lot of offense, pretty easy to add up, really. For El Dorado, 2 runs on 3 hits. They committed 2 errors. They left 4 men on base. For Salina, 1 run on 3 hits. They committed 1 error and left 4 men on base. Preston Miner gets the win. And the losing pitcher is a hard luck loser, Tristan Kinderneck. The save to Nick Wyatt. Time of our second game, 1 hour and 40 minutes. And a doubleheader sweep for the El Dorado Broncos. 3-1 and 2-1. And El Dorado now 15-10 in the Sunflower Collegiate League Eastern Division. Off day tomorrow. Broncos are on the road Tuesday in Wichita. Our next broadcast will be Thursday when the Newton Rebels come to town for a 7 o'clock game. Hope you enjoyed tonight's doubleheader. Thank you so much for all the comments and fun to visit with you. Look forward to doing it again on Thursday with you. Until then, Kurt Caden asking you to choose joy and bidding you good night from El Dorado.